Who's here on Diego Chavez?
Right, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Look,
All right, so there were some issues with witnesses, Zoom.
Yes, Judge, the witnesses were here this morning, Judge. We did speak with them. They gave us the answer that we were looking for, Judge.
All right, let's go on the record. We're going on the record in 2025 CR 0011789, State versus Diego Chavez. Can I have parties announce?
Guillermo Lara from Mr. Chavez, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Chavez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we were here because the court ordered that if there are no body cameras, then there are witnesses to appear to address any discovery issues that you may have. And yes,
I subpoenaed those witnesses. They appeared this morning. Mr. Lotto was able to speak with them.
that's what I want him to say on the record. Yes. So my understanding is that the court ordered that witnesses were to appear. They could appear by Zoom. So did the witnesses appear, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, they did appear this morning.
And did you have ample opportunity to speak with them?
We did. We had some questions that we had asked, and they gave us the responses that we were looking for, Your Honor.
All right, any other outstanding discovery?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna need a discovery acknowledgement signed. And then state, did you tender an offer?
I don't believe we have yet, Judge.
All right, you need to tender an offer this morning. And sir, how old are you?
I'm 35.
All right, this is being recalled for June 9th for a plea deadline date.
Ms. Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused and I'll need the acknowledgement of discovery.
Will do, Judge.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for dressing appropriately, even though you up in here with the Longhorn. You know, during football season, you know what I do with the Longhorns?
Oh, what?
Like, we're gonna dehorn them.
Next year.
Jason, he's up in here with the Longhorn logo. What? Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Sydney?
Daughter goes there.
Oh my gosh. All right, call somebody. We need another court reporter. All right, just have a seat. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Munoz. I'm doing okay. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
We were here a month ago.
Yes, we were. All right, so what is the status on this case? Is this case never getting indicted?
It is being reviewed by our intake prosecutors.
All right, we're close to a year with this case.
Over a year.
Well, over a year. So defense, whatever motions you want the court to entertain, the court will entertain. I don't understand why it takes a year to review a case before a decision is made on whether or not a case should be indicted. So we're on the record, CM 118261, State versus Christopher Ray Munoz. Can I have parties announce?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Ben Stevenson for the defendant.
And you're Christopher Munoz.
Yes.
All right, defense counsel, you filed a motion to modify conditions of bond. What are you asking for?
Yes, Your Honor. In our second motion, we're reciting that he has been in compliance for over a year while on partial house arrest.
And what are you specifically asking for?
We're specifically asking the court to set aside the provision forbidding contact with any person age 17 years or younger, as that is causing him to not be able to be in public places or be with his son, who is severely missing his dad, or with his brother's kids. The other thing that we're asking for is that the GPS be changed to tracking only to prove where he is and where he isn't. We'd be
All right,
glad.
with regards to the GPS,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's start there. You have an objection to tracking?
We do, Your Honor, just based on the charge in this State's Exhibit 1 that I believe was entered at the last bond setting.
All right, do you want to enter that into evidence for this setting?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and where is states?
Sorry, Your Honor.
No
I thought
problem.
it was incorrect. We got that.
All right. Any objections?
We would only remind the court that it is not actual evidence because it is simply a police report's hearsay.
All right, so with regards to tracking only, the court is going to grant your request for tracking only. This
Thank you.
case has been going on for a year. I don't understand what's happening in intake, but either it's going to be indicted or it's not going to be indicted, or either it's going to be presented to the grand jury or it's not going to be presented to the grand jury. State, I have reviewed State's Exhibit number 1. I understand your concerns, but as this defense counsel says, this is all hearsay, quadruple hearsay. So I'm going to order tracking only.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, with regards to tracking only, there's still going to be certain limitations placed on that. And those limitations are you're not to be within so many yards from a school or a daycare. How many yards are you all requesting, State?
1,000 yards.
All right. So
Defense would simply need to ask my client, I have not looked at your mom's home on a map. Are you very close to a school or a park?
Yes,
How close are you to a school? Do you know?
the school is probably like 2 minutes down the road,
Is it a block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks?
about 3 blocks.
We simply want to make sure that we don't have a problem complying with that. It's just we want to make sure that he doesn't inadvertently live in an exclusion zone.
all right, so there'll be tracking only. Defendant is not allowed to enter any park or playground or school within 2 blocks of his residence. And outside of those conditions, he is not allowed, with that exception, he's not allowed within 1,000 feet of parks, schools, playgrounds, daycare.
He will have to map simply because that's a fifth of a mile, but I'm sure he will be diligent to be compliant, Your Honor.
Okay,
We believe that the 1,000 feet probably is a little excessive. We believe 200 or 300 feet would be sufficient because it might make traveling direct routes to places inadvisable simply because schools are frequently put on main streets. And that will make for a lot of main streets. He's got to take indirect routes simply to avoid going down the street where a school is.
right. So then the next issue is you want him to have contact with minors?
The main concern is my client's son and his nephews because the son is missing his dad and mom's prepared to testify to that. She testified to that when we were here in April. And then my client is also very close with his brother who has 2 minor sons. No concerns have ever been expressed. With regard to simply relaxing that condition, I don't believe that there are any articulable facts that would lead anybody to believe that any person with the possible exception of the named complainants in this case would have any reason to be concerned. We just want to keep him out of situations where he's excluded from family events and excluded from public places that other people would be able to go to.
All right. So with regards to the 3 minors that are listed in defense's motion, do you have objections?
Yes, state has the objection, just again, based on the charge and the facts, given that these were 2 children that were in this experiment.
All right, there's to be no unsupervised contact with the minors listed in your motion. And there's to be, other than that, there's to be no contact with minors outside of those minors. Is there anything else?
Would ask for one simple clarification. When we visited with the court last November, the court maintained the partial house arrest, but gave my client a 2-hour window on Saturdays where he could shop. We mentioned that anytime that he is in a retail establishment, there could be persons under 17 also in that retail establishment. And we got the court to note on the record that he was still allowed to shop in retail establishments.
Yes.
Okay. And that is the court's continued will that he not be excluded from being able to shop at normal stores during normal hours.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else? All right. thank
Nothing
you.
further at this time. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And counsel, if you're prepared that order, I will sign it.
There is an order. Me,
Here you are. If you'll prepare it, I'll sign it.
okay, as in write in more of the things that you said.
Yes. And if you'll just confer with the state on that.
Okay.
All right,
We'll do
thank
that.
you.
Thank
Thank you. Yaya, on Christopher Munoz, I know you're gonna have a hard time deciphering my writing. So if you go to notes in the system, it's in there. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 0027009, State versus Glenn White. Could I have parties announced?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Robert Brobach for Glenn White.
And are you Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 2025 CC 005111. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and no contact with the complainant. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. All right, defense counsel, if you wish to have a PSI and TAP evaluation, it's probably going to be 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. I'm sorry, 6 to 8 weeks. Or if you would like to call this case back in 2 weeks and present whatever evidence, and I'll base my decision upon the evidence that's presented.
I think we'll wait the 8 weeks.
All right, what date for PSI and TAP evaluation?
Judge, I did July 15th.
All right, July 15th. What will end up happening is you're going to come back on July 15th. I'll make my decision based upon whatever evidence is presented to me. Probation is going to go over some rules with you. Make sure that you make all of your appointments. You understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Hello. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 004268A, State versus Lorie Valdez. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galley for the state.
John Robertson from Ms. Valdez.
And are you Ms. Valdez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. According to the plea, there should be a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 005187. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, you're gonna need to keep your voice up so that I can
No
hear.
contest.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we'd ask the court to follow the agreement. Ms. Valdez has had some time to reflect on what's been going on and especially on some of the associates she's been hanging out with. She wants to move in a positive direction. I think she will.
How many children do you have?
I have 5.
What are their ages?
14, 8, 6, 5, and 1.
And who are they with now?
3 are with my mother and 2 are adopted out.
And I'm assuming the ones that were adopted, is that the 5 and 1 year old?
Yes.
You know, I always tell parents that CPS will separate children and everyone always wants the youngest child. They always want the 1 year old, the infant, because they're like, I'll be able to, mold this child.
Mhm.
I don't have to worry about any negative impacts the person that I'm adopting this child may have had on the child. So how often have you been using?
I don't anymore. I haven't since I've been in jail, but before that, I was off and on for about 5 years.
And how often were you using?
Not that often. I was smoking marijuana mostly.
And
but-
what else?
And meth here and there, but it was with the boy that I was with, which we are no longer together. It had been about a year, but.
Okay, so here's the thing, you can't blame anyone
No, I know.
else for your drug use unless they're holding you down and forcing you to
No.
take drugs.
No, I know that.
And obviously it had to be bad for CPS to take your children.
CPS hasn't been involved for about 4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
So it's just been off and on since then.
How far did you go in school?
I dropped out in 9th grade.
Why?
I wanted to work. I thought at the time making money was more important. Which I
And where are
should've-
parents just letting children drop out of school at 9th grade? So if you're released today, who would you be living with?
I'm gonna go home to mom.
Does mom want you there?
She would allow me to, yeah.
Well, no, not, would she allow you? Does she want you there?
She would.
Did you ask her?
I haven't spoken with her since I've been arrested, but I'm more than sure she would.
So we don't know. So here's the problem I have with you living there. So she's been taking care of the 14-year-old, the 8-year-old and 6-year-old. And for all intents and purposes, she's been the grandparent and the parent. And sometimes parents will come into a house and then they want to be happy mom and act as though they've been raising the children and they haven't. So you need to ask your mother's permission.
I have dad also.
I'm sorry?
I have my dad also, if that were the case.
That would be probably best for you to live with him
Mhm.
because you can't just drop in and out of your children's lives. That's not good for them. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. In custody, I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody, 120 sober meetings in 120 days, proof of employment within 40 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. No residing in locations with minors. And that's just until further notice. Once she does certain things, then I'll change that most likely. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied after you completed the parenting classes. The remaining 100 hours, you can use that to get your trade school certificate or obtain your GED or some higher level education. That's completely your choice. Otherwise, you can do the community service hours. I always tell people, do something to better yourself because it's going to get hot in San Antonio and they're going to make you pick up trash outside. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
So that's GED or higher level of education or trade school certificate. There's to be no contact with the following persons. Sherry Cooper, SHERRY Cooper. DiMaggio, DIMAGGIO Hernandez. Corina, CORINNA Rodriguez. Joseph Eric, ERIC Davila. Jeremy Joe Alcaraz. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Either you're going to be a great mom for your children or you're not. Don't do this thing where you're in and out of their life, making bad choices because it impacts them whether you see it or not. And you don't want the circle to be completed where they end up using drugs or they end up in situations that you are in. You understand? And this court to be successful in probation, communication is key. If you feel as though you're going to use, if you feel you need help with something, let them know. If you feel as though they are not helping you, then you can always come back to court and we will see what we can do. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your Honor.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry, come back. One thing I did forget. Yeah, 5 years deferred adjudication. She'll be like, I'm just out here with no years.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was too concentrated on the children, which is not possible, but I was. Court is calling 2025 CR 0000166 State versus Robert Barnett. Could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harrison, state.
Are you Mr. Barnett?
Yes, ma'am.
And for the defense?
Dwight Chumley, Your Honor.
You're charged with credit card or debit card abuse as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. All right, the range of punishment for this offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years and there be no contact with the complainant. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. After reviewing the same, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I just.
Just a second. Excuse me. You need to find a seat. Yes.
I have represented him now for about a month. He's been very cooperative. He is a resident of Victoria, Texas now. And we would like to see if he could do his probation there, Your Honor.
And what county is that?
Let's see how happy.
I think it's Victoria County.
I think Victoria too.
Oh, see, y'all,
I-
now
we
y'all
don't
are
know.
just saying, that sounds right.
Oof, no. I should know that. Sorry, Judge. And I would like to add, Your Honor, he's very remorseful.
Oh, it's Victoria County.
Yeah, I thought it
All right.
was. And he's a grown man. He's taking responsibility for it. It was actually, it wasn't a strangers. It was a girl he had a relationship with, and he did the wrong thing. And he's very, very sincerely apologetic about it.
She doesn't act like she had a relationship with him. She says she suspects that Heather Watts was involved in this. Who is Heather Watts?
An ex, I have her whole name on my neck.
Well, that's you doing silly things. I told people, do not be putting names or your wife, your husband's on your body. If you're going to put somebody's name on your body, the safest bet is your mom's name and your children's name. Everybody else, that's on you for doing silly things. And you have to explain it to your next relationship. Well, why is her name on there and mine is not? I always said, one, I would not want anybody tattooing my name on their body, right? Especially if they're going to be committing offenses. But then if you're going to tattoo your name, it needs to be in big bold letters. I tell you what, Nick Cannon, I bet you he regrets putting Mariah on his back. Now he has this whole new back tattoo to try to take over her name out there. But I would make mine's impossible to take over if you're going to put middle name and everything.
I don't think you're going to have tattoo wars in Victoria County.
All right. Do you have any children?
This month,
How many?
7.
7. What are their ages?
19, 18, 15, 15, 13, 8 and 7.
And the 15 and 15, are they twins?
Ma'am.
So that means that they have different
Yes.
mothers. Shame on you. All right. 3 years deferred adjudication, transfer to Victoria, Texas, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. If they do field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's to be no contact with the complainant. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once you completed that, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. And then the remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied once you complete a theft course. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If for any reason you have a question about something and you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right, good luck to you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Court is calling 2023 CR 2221 State versus Oscar Jimenez. And are you Mr. Jimenez?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon as a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State will take in consideration 2025 CR 005984. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding to sentence?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge will respectfully request the court follow the agreement.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, find you guilty, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine, time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration 2025 CR 005984. And there's to be no contact with, all right, you're seeing quizzical expression. Is there a question?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Respectfully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 003482 State versus David Brown. Could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harrison, State.
Valentina Coker on behalf of David Brown.
And are you Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention with a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? After reviewing the same, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would respectfully request the court to follow the bargain agreement.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
22, 30s.
Okay. And do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
No, ma'am. I'm disabled.
All right. What is your disability?
It's called Lorie chart, chief disease, affects every muscle and nerve in your body.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. All right, good luck to you. And this courtroom, to be successful, communication is key. If there's an issue, let probation know about it. If you feel as though there are certain things you're unable to do due to your disability, let them know. I can tell you they are going to ask for a doctor's recommendation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Judge.
You too. Court is calling 2025 CR 003996 State versus George Brandon Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced?
Please give an for the state, Your Honor.
Nathaniel Nady for Mr. Rodriguez.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez? You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is up to 180 days in the state jail facility. I'm sorry, anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Plead guilty.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. And state, you may be excused. Are you asking that your client be sentenced today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on your client's behalf?
Judge, just that Mr. Rodriguez has been very accepting of his responsibility in this case. He's taken active steps to remove himself from the temptations that led him into this position. And he's very motivated to complete this period of deferred adjudication. I think he will successfully.
All right, how often were you using?
It started gradually opening, so went from 3 days, and then I was able to separate myself for 9 days, a month, and then little by little just got off of it, man, with the help of Jesus Christ.
All right, do you have any children?
No, I don't.
All right, so how often were you using?
It was literally up to a month. So between that, it varied, and since I found Jesus Christ, it's been a lot easier going out, being more active with my dogs, and taking care of more chores around the house. I live with my mother. So,
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do in your spare time? Other than
Just
walking your dogs.
be home and pick up trash around my streets and stuff like that. I just try to stay busy, and it came to a point where I seen so much beer cans and cigarette butts outside on our streets that it started affecting me. And when I was doing that myself at one point in my life, it motivated me to do it more and clean up our streets.
Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 2 years deferred adjudication. Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, I think I'm very satisfied. Thank you.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel that they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. If you feel that you're about to backslide, you can let your probation officer know. Your attorney will tell you, I am hopeful that you will be successful. I'm not trying to revoke just to revoke. So it is better if you think you're going to use to let probation know about it. What they will do is they will come to me and they will ask for recommendations to get you back on track. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right. Have a blessed rest of your day. Thank
Okay,
you.
you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes. Court is calling 2025 CR 0020883 State versus Humberto Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced?
Quick opinion for the state of Texas.
Jorge Canales from defense.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Y'all are asking for punishment to be assessed at 2 years, but then y'all are recommending community supervision. And then you have community supervision checked at the bottom. Ah, okay, I see it now. There's no application for deferred adjudication, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. Did you understand you're charged with assault family household member with a previous conviction as a 3rd-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years, no problem, in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, President.
No, I'm a resident.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence and with this type of case involving violence that you will be deported?
Yes.
And do you understand that you will not be, that you will be denied naturalization?
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
according to the advisal from Mr. Tillis, Mr. Rodriguez qualifies to avoid deportation because this would be his first case of moral turpitude.
No, this is not his first case of moral turpitude because he was previously on deferred adjudication for another family violence case. And if that family violence case is a family violence case against a female, those are all considered crimes of moral turpitude. So this is his second crime of moral turpitude.
Okay.
So do you understand that you're going to be deported?
Yes, I understand.
All right, somebody may want to talk to the MAC about that and let them know that this is his second. Does everyone agree that this is his second family violence offense?
Yes, you are.
And that the previous one was against a female? All right, so both of these are crimes of moral turpitude. Whether you receive deferred adjudication on the first one or not, that's a crime of moral turpitude. Do you understand?
Yes, I
And do you
understand.
understand that you will be deported?
Yes.
And do you understand that you will be denied naturalization?
Yes.
Did you understand the consequences and the impact of entering this plea as it relates to your immigration status?
Yes, I do.
And knowing that you are going to be deported, do you still wish to go forward with this plea?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, I understand.
Defense is at the plea. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be 80 hours of community service restitution, the BIPP course, TAP evaluation, and follow TAP recommendations. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, I understand.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, have you spoken to the complainant?
Yeah, you are.
All right, state, you may be excused.
You are.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We'd ask the court to follow the agreement, Judge.
All right, do you have any children, sir?
Sí.
Yes.
Ages?
19, 15 y 12 y 8.
19, 15, 12, and 8.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. $1,500 fine, probated. Sentence you to 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. Affirmative finding of family violence. No contact with the Stella Sanchez. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you. Deputy Laura, he needs to go into custody. Cassandra Oberlinder.
Yes, Your Honor.
So in this case, it shows that she had a bond forfeiture. Was that recalled or something?
So what happened was she didn't get notice of court and she's from Colorado. So she got picked up in Colorado. She got
It was
there,
reinstated.
yeah.
Okay. All right, so where are we on discovery?
I believe I've received the discovery. I have a witness here that Mr. Edelman to speak to about the case, but I understand he's super busy and I understand he hasn't been able to do so. So I think it's,
What, did she come in from Colorado?
she did.
All right, so you all can come back at 1:30 and discuss things with Mr. Edelman. Otherwise, she's gonna have to be back here. That's an expensive ticket.
It is. I just think your flight is at 6, right? So you gotta be there by like 4.
Okay,
Okay.
all right,
All right,
thank you.
that's fine.
They're gonna be back this up.
Okay.
Court is calling 2025 CR 004809 State versus Stephanie Luna. And are you Miss Luna?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 with 2 or more previous convictions as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years and there be no contact with HEB. Did you understand? Yes.
Apologize for interrupting, but the state also recommends a TAP evaluation.
Those are understanding judges.
All right. And you understand they're recommending a TAP evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Court wishes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, just asked the court file the plea bargain.
All right, why do you continue to steal?
I had a drug addiction.
Well, you say had.
Yeah, I've been clean from heroin and crack for 16 years. I started doing meth after I came out of prison.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. You say you've been clean for 16 years?
Yes, for heroin and crack.
All right, how's it well, then why are you stealing? Because this is on or about January 16th, 2025.
Yes, when I got out of prison, I got introduced to meth, and therefore I've been struggling with that.
All right, State, you may be excused. 3 years deferred adjudication. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
What are their ages?
22, 20, and 16.
And
17.
And where's the 17 year?
They're with my dad.
Is there anything else you need in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
In this court, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
there's an issue you feel as though probation has not addressed it, you can always come back to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.